How many times have you waited to feel motivated before doing something important? This recently just happened to me. I literally was coming home from a long day at work and just had this laundry list of things to do, but high up on that list was working out. I needed to get my run in. And so I started to do other things that were important, get some house stuff together, get organized for some content creation. Hey, I haven't read today. And really, I was stalling because I'm like, man, when I get some energy, when I get motivated, I'm going to go down to the gym and I'm going to get my run in. I never got that run in. Here's the truth: motivation is garbage. Most of us that are waiting to be motivated before doing something, we usually don't get to doing that something. We all have days where motivation is nowhere to be found, but those days are usually the ones that matter the most, especially when you're fighting to keep momentum building in that important thing. Here's my question to you: how do you keep momentum on the days when your motivation is zero? I think motivation is highly overrated. There's a lot of us that seek it, but if you think about it, motivation is one, inconsistent because it just shows up when it feels like it, because motivation number two is an emotion. And emotions are great indicators. We've talked about this before, but terrible decision makers. When we wait to feel motivated before we start taking action, we could literally wait forever. Who knows if that feeling will ever come, especially because we've got it backwards. What I believe a lot of us need to do is we just need to build the right systems, habits in our life so that we do the things to build momentum and don't need the motivation to get it done. I think about being the best of the best in what I'm looking to accomplish. And I always like comparing myself professionally to athletes who've made it to the highest level in their sport. Because if you think about it, they don't train because they're inspired every day. They're not motivated every morning at 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. whenever they wake up for their first workout. No, no. They train because it's Tuesday. And that's what we do. They go to practice because it's Wednesday. And that's what we do. It's on the schedule. It's part of the system. It has become habitual, something Helene and I have learned and been applying in our life for quite a while now. And so, what I want to do is, I want to give you three principles that Helene and I use to keep momentum without needing to be motivated. I know a lot of people ask, how do you guys do so much? How do you accomplish so much? How do you stay motivated? Here's the answer: we don't. As a matter of fact, most days we are not motivated at all, not even the littlest bit. But here's what we know: if we want to win, we've got to put in the work, we've got to stay consistent, we've got to build our momentum. And so here's how we do that. Principle number one is we've learned to reduce friction in our life. For me personally, I don't avoid hard tasks, I avoid friction. I know myself. It's like unconsciously, think about it. It's the little things I have to do leading up to. I got home from work and I still had all my work clothes on. It's like, I've got to figure out what I'm going to run in. I got to go now to the drawer, to the dresser. Oh my gosh, none of the workout clothes are there. They're still in the basket. Now I got to sift through this basket. Room is messy. Oh, it's just so much. So, how do we do that? Right? The simple fix is, first things first, just take away a barrier. Just one. Take away one barrier. For me, here's what I started doing. I lay out all of my workout clothes in a separate area of our bedroom so that when I'm ready to work out, I literally just go and grab. It's already laid out. The outfit's already put together. There's no excuse. That I wash my workout clothes separate from our normal clothes so that I don't have to be detailed in the washing, because I just don't feel like separating the lights from the darks when I'm just gonna make them dirty anyways. But two, now I know this basket is just workout clothes, pull them out, make a few outfits, good to go for the week. Just get rid of one of the barriers. That's the simple fix. If you think about the night before, prep. lay out your work clothes and know what you're going to wear, or have your workout clothes put together. Already put a list together of who you need to reach out to in the business or at work. Just remove one barrier. Here's the barrier I recommend removing. Remove the starting barrier. You can't remove them all. I'm going to tell you now. You're going to hear this. You're going to say, all right, I'm going to get rid of all of the friction. It's not possible. A lot of it isn't even predictable. We've got 2 kids. The reality is sometimes I come home and they are all over me just wanting time and attention. And I can't, that's not even a barrier I want to get rid of. And so if I focus on getting rid of all of the barriers, then I'll have a hard time. But if I just get rid of the one barrier, the starting one, you figure out what that is. Get rid of that one barrier, and now you've lessened the friction of just getting started. And a lot of times, if we just get into the thing, we're good to go. That's the first principle that has really guided Helene and I in being able to stay productive. Here's the second principle. This is huge. Tie your identity to staying consistent, not your willpower to staying consistent. I'll say that again. Tie your identity to doing the thing and staying consistent, not your willpower. A lot of us think we're just going to will ourselves into doing the thing. We're just, no matter how hard it is or how hard it gets or how tired we feel or how drained we are. That's not true. You're human. Listen to me. Willpower is fleeting. It's a very measurable thing. And when it's gone, you will not do the thing. I'm just telling you like a friend. We've all been in that scenario. You've looked at something and your willpower was at 0 and you will not act if it's based on willpower, but you will act if it's based on the fact that it's who you are. When your identity, the very thing that defines you, is in alignment with what you need to do, no matter how hard it is to do it, you'll go get it done. I'll give you an example for that. I like to see myself as a great father. My identity is rooted in taking care of my kids. And right now we're in a period where we're homeschooling our kids. And my responsibility is reading every night to my son. And so there's nights where I don't have it. My willpower is 0, right? And I could just, hey, you go to bed, I'm going to bed. We'll get this tomorrow. But on those nights, what always happens is I think back to the fact that I'm a great dad. And a great dad would show up in this moment. And I'm going to show up and I just need to show up for a little bit of time, but it's who I am. It shifts from I need the willpower to do it. I got to be motivated to this is just who I am. I show up for my son. I'm the type of person who follows through and keep my promises to others. Tie the follow through to identity. By doing that in the beginning, that follow through that comes from the fact that your identity is rooted in it. For me, I'm identifying as I'm a runner. I'm a person that loves to run. I'm identifying as that. I don't know if you can see the struggle in me saying that to you because I am still fighting to create that identity. But what I know is if I keep running consistently, eventually I'll get good at running. It'll help me get into better shape. It'll help me stay in good shape, have high levels of energy, and be ready to crush it at everything I do. Therefore, I'm a runner. You know what I do? I run. I put in lots of miles every single day, every single week, and that's part of just who I am. And that identity is helping to create some consistency, especially when the motivation is low. That's the second principle. Here's the third principle. This is huge. Listen to me. Slow down. Listen. Consistency beats intensity. So chill out. You don't need a perfect day. You don't need something to be perfect every time you do it. You just need to do something. Here's what I recommend, and this is what I've done for myself. This has helped me in a lot of areas, is make a list of your minimal viable progress in the things that are important to you every single day. Things you know you need to get done. What's the minimal viable progress? For me, running a mile, 10 push-ups, read for 10 minutes to my son. What's the minimum? 5 cold calls. What's the minimal viable progress that if I just do that, I still had a good day? A lot of us look to show up and just go Super Saiyan every day. That is not realistic. It wasn't even for Goku. You know how long it took him to just walk around as a Super Saiyan? Just to, hey, I'm here for a little bit, boom, I'm gonna lose it. I'm out of energy, right? Next day, I'm gonna stay a little longer, boom. It's like he started off with a few seconds, led up to a few minutes, led up to a few hours, and the next thing he can stay in that phase. That's the same for us. The goal isn't today, you need to be awesome, excellent, and amazing, but what's the minimum viable progress that I need to make in order to keep my momentum? The truth is, momentum creates motivation. Part of the reason I'm motivated to run today is because I ran yesterday. And I ran the day before that. And I ran the day before that. And I ran the day before that. I've run at least 1 mile every single day. So when I think about that, the momentum of I've already done it, and what's my minimum viable progress? Just get 1 mile. No matter what's going on today, you can get a mile. 10 minutes, go get you a mile. That's the minimum viable progress, right? Get just 30 minutes, do some cold calls, however many you get in a 30-minute block. Undivided attention, 30 minutes, get it done, move on to the next thing. That's the minimum. Here's my challenge for you, right? Because that's third principle is where I started, and it helped me really adopt the other two principles. I started with having a list of what are the minimum viable progresses I can make in those important things, small steps. And then what I looked at was like, okay, let's put it together. I'm going to continue to use my fitness example. I need to at least run 1 mile. 1 mile. I could do 1 mile. If I do 1 mile every single day, what barriers would stop me from doing a mile? I need to lay out my fitness clothes. I need to wash them separately from the other clothes so that it's easy to grab and go and do that mile. Now it's not 10 minutes to run it and 30 minutes to get dressed in order to prepare to run it. It's just grab, go, get it done. And then the consistency over time has made it that I've tied my identity to somebody that runs. That's how those principles come together. I started with what's the minimum viable progress I can make in this thing that's important. And that consistency, what happens over time is it built my confidence. That confidence helped me build more momentum. And that momentum is building me towards the results I want to see in every area of my life, just like it'll do for you. And so motivation is garbage. Build the right systems, take advantage of some simple principles, and just do a little bit every single day. Believe.